includes adult and youth in soccer, lacrosse, flag football, and more. For more information, go to www.playmakersindoor.com. Like us on Facebook at Playmakers Indoors South. 6124 Jefferson Highway, Harahan, Louisiana, 504-305-6078. Experience Augie's, formerly Augie's Glass Garden, now in Harahan. Augie's, truly a gorgeous place. Where can you go to experience super jumbo soft-shell crabs for only $14.95 and the area's largest seafood platters? Private parties, receptions, reunions, and events of all types can be handled at Augie's. 6005 Jefferson Highway in Harahan. Call for reservations 733-3000. Check us out on the web, augiesnola.com.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. vastvirtual.com.
I'm Jeff Cruere.
I'm Eric Asher. You can always catch us on the radio right here on WGSO 990 AM.
Did you know you can catch us on TV?
That's right, Jeff. We're on WLAE TV.
Join me every Friday on Ringside Politics with a Punch at 7:30 with a rebroadcast Sunday at 10 p.m.
Check me out every Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. and a rebroadcast Friday at 10 p.m. for Inside New Orleans Sports. That's WLAE TV, Cox Channel 14, Satellite and AT&T Channel 32, Charter Channel 11. Don't miss it.
This advertisement does not constitute an offer to sell a franchise. The offer of a franchise can only be made through the delivery of a franchise disclosure document. Fresh Healthy Vending is a new company that is revolutionizing the vending machine business by filling them with healthy and natural foods. That's right. Protein and energy drinks, teas and juices, yogurts, fresh fruits and veggies, soy milk, natural cereals, granola bars. Can you imagine that? It's like having a whole food store in a machine. And you can get in on the ground floor by getting your own Fresh Healthy Vending franchise. You can have your own small business placing healthy food vending machines all over your area in places like schools and hospitals and businesses and airports and other high traffic areas. Locations that embrace the idea because, they make money too. Full training and support and assistance in acquiring locations. It's all about timing, folks. Pick up the phone, make the call to Fresh Healthy Vending, and get all the details on what could be your big life moment. Get Fresh Healthy Vending franchise information now. Call 800-424-8282. 424-8282. That's 800-424-8282.
Thank you for sticking with us on the Battlefield Live radio program. You're listening to Chris and Trey from the Lanterns Radio Network, Battlefield Live radio program, as well as WGSO 990 AM in New Orleans. I want to thank you for sticking with us, and we're in the midst of another tragedy. It's kind of it's hard to be festive with an event like this, huh, Trey? I mean,
nope. I am as festive as I could possibly be because I am not surprised by Muslims blowing people up, mowing people down, killing large swaths of innocent people. It is Islam. So, I'm not saying I'm gloating because, somebody died, but I mean, look, man, the world keeps on ticking and, they're French. So, they're French. I mean, I'm not sticking a French flag over my face on Facebook, until the world wakes up at the cancer. We talked about venom yesterday of progressivism. Well, I mean, this is a cancer on a whole nother level. And this one's about 1,000 years. Let's see, wait, 600 something carried to 3 times pi, 1,400 years worth of cancer known as Islam. So, whatever. Look, Ramadan, dude, we did the show and we were posting numbers. We haven't done the religionofpeace.com in a while, but I mean, there were like almost 3,000 deaths just during the month of Ramadan. I mean, it's like a holy month where they're supposed to be fasting during the sun up and eat during sundown. You would think that, you're hungry, maybe you're you're grumpy. Maybe that's why they were killing so many people, but it's just whatever, man. I mean, look, What do you like? I mean, I don't know what to say. I can still be festive. I can still do a great show. Yeah, it's a tragedy. I think I'd probably be a little bit down more if something else bad happened in the United States. But
we're gonna do a good show regardless of what happens in the world.
Besides, I got my gun with me, so I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is that you got. I mean, if you just look at the images of what's going on in this place, I mean, it's just horrific. You know. The thing is that.
Have you looked at some of the pictures?
Oh yeah, I've watched some video that's pretty horrific. I mean,
I haven't looked at any of it because I've been working all day and I'm spending time with the family.
There's some video that right after all this took place, and there's a guy or a gal walking down the street with her video or his video, just filming the carnage. I'm talking like people just laid out with their bodies broken and blood everywhere. I mean, really, really graphic video. And the thing is, my first thought was, oh my God, another horrific event. Mm-hmm. My second thought was, after, because my feelings don't last very long, just quite honestly. Once the feelings kind of went away within a few minutes, I was like, they deserve this crap because of what they did. And you know what? If it happens to us, we deserve this crap too.
Yes, come to the dark side.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to wish anything on anybody, but we've allowed this crap to happen in this country.
That is correct.
France is, 5 years ahead of us on their stupidity.
Look, France is the kind of country that people like Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, and for that matter, most of the DNC leadership want America to become.
That's right.
Okay? So you hit it on the head, bro. If something like this was to happen to us, it's our fault.
That's right.
I mean, the days.
This crap.
That's correct. The days of blaming government or police force or law enforcement, man, it's time for communities and cities and neighborhoods. If you're a law-abiding person, it's time to get with other law-abiding people, and it's time to get back to personal responsibility, self-reliance. It's time to stop dependent upon big government to come to the rescue. It's time for us to step up and exercise the liberty that's been granted to us by God.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I just, I get to the point where I'm kind of like I get aggravated about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sick of trying to explain to people how Islam is the way it is, and people just kind of go along with their lives, and it gets kind of frustrating when you're out there fighting the good fight, and it just seems like after an event like this, when somebody posts a picture of a set of boobs on their Facebook page, I'm like, come on, dude. I mean,
what?
I don't know.
I mean, look, I
get speechless in times like this. Anger makes me speechless.
No, I understand. And here's another way to look at it. If we don't get off of this, for instance, people will look at this and go, man, what are the French doing to Muslims that would cause Muslims and ISIS to be so upset with France?
Right.
And it's like, go listen to France historically double-crossed Muslim leadership, I don't know, about 100 years ago.
Well,
created a backdoor treaty, enlisted the help of an Arabian Peninsula army. By the way, Lawrence of Arabia has been remastered. It's in 4K on Netflix. Go watch it. You will understand after watching Lawrence of Arabia. You'll get a better understanding of why ISIS is pissed off at countries like France and England, and by default us, because we got involved with them in World War I. Right? Well, Sykes-Picot Treaty. They carved up the French and the British carved up the Middle East, double-crossed Prince Faisal, and when the Ottoman Empire fell, because of basically the Muslim army defeated it. France and the West or the Allies or whatever didn't follow through on their job and didn't give the Muslims the new caliphate. And in fact, about 20, 30 years later, they stuck a Jewish nation right in the middle of the place where they were like, oh, sure, you'll have your own, caliphate and all your Muslim-run countries, except for that little spot over there by the Holy Temple Mount.
Right.
So, again, you're right. We deserve it if it happens to us. Is it horrible, tragic? Yes. Do you want the world to rise up? And I don't know the solution. Look, dude, Jeff Cruere, right? You know who that is, right?
Yes.
Had a show this morning that goes down for the ages. He had a guest on, and I don't know Gary. Is it Gary Smith? Do you know Gary Smith, Chris? Patriot Radio?
No.
Okay, I didn't heard it. Chris, he had a guest, and I'm just commenting on this because ISIS, JFK, NASA, Sandy Hook, Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Dallas police shooting. Dude, this dude says Boston, every single one of these things, everything that I just mentioned, JFK, everything I just mentioned, complete fabrication, he said.
Oh, God.
He said that ISIS is really the Israeli Security and Intelligence Service.
Say what?
Look, it was one for the ages, bro. Listen, all day I've questioned everything. You know how I get, right?
Right.
And so, I don't know, bro. That guy, he might be right, bro. This, we're going to have to really check out the video because
every day.
I think Chris actually has that one, so he may cue it up for us. All right, break number 2. 1/4 of the Battlefield Live is gone. Joining us coming up, I guess, pretty soon. We've got Andrew Chavarrilla from The Intersection, a Lanterns Radio Network exclusive. So we'll be happy to have him on pretty soon. So stick around for that. We're going to get into Trump's apparent VP pick. That, much, much more. And call 504-556-9696. Cheer Chris up. If you cheer Chris up, we're going to give you a prize. Chris and Trey, Battlefield Live, 990 AM.
Smoke weed every day.
Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and, suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
This is totally fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
It's time for a summer night at Southport, the annual fundraiser for the Akula Foundation, the sponsor of the Cannon Hospice radio show. There'll be music by Euphoria, a silent auction, and delicious New Orleans-style food and cocktails. Tickets are only $30 in advance or $35 at the door at Southport Music Hall, 200 Monticello Avenue in New Orleans. So come join us Friday, July 15th from 7 to 10 p.m. And for more info or discount tickets, call 881-0452.
Hello, this is Coach Alan DeRitter, your host for Monday Night Football, your voice for youth soccer 5 years now and running on WGSO. I'm also the head boys soccer coach at De La Salle High School in New Orleans. These are exciting times on the avenue. Our head football coach, Ron Manelli, won Coach of the Year. Our wrestling team took the state championship. Our basketball team are undefeated district champs. And our band director, Duncan Prey, was named Band Director of the Year. Curious why? We'll schedule your spend a day at delasallenola.com or call us at 504-895-5717.
It's Jeff Cruere, host of Ringside Politics. I'd like to introduce WGSO General Manager Richard Tate.
WGSO is locally owned and operated right here in New Orleans. We believe in cultivating local talent and emphasize local programs. If you have an interest in hosting your own program, we have some prime spots available.
Thanks, Richard. Folks, take advantage of this great offer. Email me at jeff@wgso.com or call me at 504-669-6076. Come fulfill your radio dreams at WGSO.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
France again dealing with what appears to be another deadly terrorist attack, very deadly, as reports are at least 73 people have been killed in a truck attack in Nice, and over 100 people are injured. This after the long-distance delivery truck plowed into a crowd that had been watching Bastille Day fireworks. Reports are the driver of the truck eventually got out and then turned a gun on the crowd and started shooting before he was killed by police officers. Fox News also reports the truck was loaded with guns, grenades, and other explosives. Donald Trump postponing his scheduled announcement tomorrow of his vice presidential choice because of the attack in France.
We're living in a whole different world. There's no respect for law and order.
Trump there on Fox News. It's widely expected he's chosen Indiana Governor Mike Pence to be his running mate. This is USA Radio News.
If you'd like to control your blood pressure without medication, I have some exciting news. My name is Floyd Brown, and I'm the CEO of USA Radio. It's called the Zona Plus, and it's a safe, easy way to lower your blood pressure naturally. I'm using it myself. 22 clinical studies confirm regular use of the Zona Plus can decrease your blood pressure by 10% or more. That's why it's been written about by Harvard, the Mayo Clinic, and the American Heart Association. As a listener to USA Radio, the company is offering you a special savings of $50 and free shipping. To find out more, go to zonaplususa.com. That's zonaplususa.com, or call toll-free 1-866-669-9662. Be sure to mention USA Radio and save $50 on your Zona Plus and change your life. Remember, zonaplususa.com.
North Dakota. Are you struggling with it?
What is that?
Oh, it's my time machine.
Does it work?
Sure, just hit this button.
Whoa, dinosaurs. Cool.
Or we can go here.
Hey, that's Napoleon.
Oui.
Or we can go to the future.
Wow, hey, you have this nice house. Do I have a nice house?
No, you didn't save any money. Always spent it on vacations and stuff.
If only there was a way I could go back in time and correct that bad habit.
Yep.
Okay, the time machine is not real, but the saving thing is. Get in the habit of putting some of your money in savings each week through a 401k, savings account, or financial investments. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy tips on saving, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
What does this crazy little button do?
Wait, no! This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. Feedthepig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to ditch the car and start rollerblading to work.
I look ridiculous.
You look ridiculous!
You don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your organs on the black market.
Lie back. This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, that hurts.
You don't need to rent out your apartment to drifters.
I made a fire with the wood in your bedroom.
That's my dresser!
And your closet door.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Thank you for sticking with us on the battlefield, folks. Listening to Chris and Trey from the Lanterns Radio Network, and want to make sure, if you haven't yet, that you go to Twitter and follow us there at Paul Revere again. That's where I'm at. And also, you can find a Trey at T-Rob Radio. You can find the radio show at Lanterns Buzz, as well as all of our other friends on the network. And we're discussing right now all of that's what's going on in France. It's kind of frustrating because it doesn't seem like it's getting any better, no matter, how horrible and how horrific. I mean, this particular event, Trey, is really just, utterly horrific. The pictures, the video, and what's interesting to me is that there has been, there's been some evidence that this type of attack was going to happen, right? I mean, this specific type of attack.
Yeah, ISIS has been in all of their propaganda. ISIS has been saying, today, I think today was like Bastille Day celebrations. Don't ask me exactly what Bastille Day is all about, except that I'm going to look it up real quick and see.
You want to know? I can tell you.
It's their. What is it like? Their 4th of July, basically.
Somewhat. So basically, you had King Louis the
14th,
12th, or whatever, 14th, one of them numbers, right? And so for the most part, that's when the French Revolution took place or started, and they rushed the Bastille, and that's when the guillotine started coming out, and that's when all hell broke loose in France.
So what's a Bastille? Like, what is that? Is that
kind of
like a fort?
I don't know what the Bastille. I think it is like a fort or maybe a prison. I don't know.
All right. So the point is that it's everybody's out celebrating, everybody's out en masse, right? And so ISIS has been saying for a while now, get you a nice big vehicle, load it up with stuff, and just go drive through some people.
Right.
Yelling Allahu Akbar the entire time you're out there doing it, right? I mean, it's just, they're advertising it. It's like I think they run ads on this show for it. You know what I'm saying? They're like, do you want to run over people in mass situations? Give us a call. 800-494-ISIS.
So look, I want to get Andrew on the show, but after the show, I want to read an article that actually
after the show.
Did I say after the show? That's how my day is going, dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
hey, I got me a large cafe Americano, so I'm good.
You're in good shape. That's why you're all uppity up.
Yeah, that too.
I need like a shot of tequila. Chris, can you help me out with that?
He probably could. Yeah, we got some stuff in the next room.
So let's bring Andrew on. I want to talk about this day of love. That tomorrow is supposed to be the day of rage. Anonymous came out and said that they were going to.
Oh yeah, they got some festivities here in New Orleans too. That was on the list.
Yeah, it's actually Lafayette Square. So folks, if I were you, I would go to lanterns.buzz. Check out that article. It's the latest article that was posted. There's a list of cities. And New Orleans happens to be on the one. Lafayette Square is the place. But there's also other places around the country. So you got friends and family. I would recommend that just out of precautionary measures, that you go and get some in the morning, go get some water and maybe some bread just in case if the power goes out. I mean, you never know what these fools will do.
Right. And look, and for all those New Orleanians who are always frustrated that we never make any national lists, hey, we're on this one.
So we're tired of screaming and yelling from the rooftops, and we're gonna take a different step. And I think Andrew Chavarrilla from the Intersection on the Lanterns Radio Network has the answer. Andrew, you there?
I'm here, brother.
What's up, Drew?
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Are you normally awake at this time?
No, dude. If I need well, yes, I am, but I'm in bed at this time. Like, if I don't go to bed by 10:30, I'm turning into a pumpkin. But I gotta stay up till 11 p.m. Eastern because the JJ Watt shoes go live at 11 p.m. Eastern or 11 p.m. Central. So
So wait, so you were they're like cross trainers?
Yeah, they're cross trainers.
Gotcha. So what's the answer, Andrew? I mean, Chris brought you on, and it sounded like there was some negotiations, some conversations prior to coming on. It sounds like you've got some answers. Folks want some answers. They want to make sense of what's going on. What's the answer, Andrew?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you guys for sharing your audience with me, especially because if you're listening right now in the New Orleans, Baton Rouge area, like you guys already said, y'all are on the list for this Day of Rage at Lafayette Square. So I wanted to be very clear with your audience that this is something that you should be paying attention to. The answer is very simple. So this Day of Rage actually came about by the Anonymous Hacker Collective partnering with Black Lives Matter. And in 1969, there was a Day of Rage, and that's basically where they're borrowing this terminology from, and it was a very violent day during the Civil Rights Movement. But though they said that this is going to be peaceful demonstrations, not violence. And you can take Black Lives Matter at no violence, right? Look, the simple answer is I can go all the way back to the 1960s and give you the answer. Hate does not drive out hate. Only love can do that. Dr. Martin Luther King said those words, and those words still hold true today. So I was contacted by one of my friends that's a radio host over at the Blaze Radio Network, Jonathan Doon, who hosts the show Freedom Disciple, and the Blaze columnist and contributor Mary Ramirez. And I was honored to be asked if our show, The Intersection, would be willing to start off, since we're at 9 p.m. Eastern, or 9 a.m. Eastern, to start off a day of love using that hashtag Day of Love. And we kind of put our brains together and came up with a couple of things that we can do during this day. And I'd like to share these with your audience on some of the things that we've asked people to do on tomorrow. We want all Americans of all faiths and backgrounds to make Friday a day of fasting and prayer. That's the first thing we want people to do. The second thing we want people to do is spend some time reading the scriptures and sharing stories of history, hope, and love. So tomorrow at 9 a.m. on The Intersection, I'll actually be sharing some of my favorite stories about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement and the nonviolence movement. And then we also want people to get involved on social media and help change the narrative by sharing a positive message that seeks reconciliation, that brings unity. So how do we do those things, right? Or how can we get involved via social media and things like that? We're asking people to change their social media profile pictures and cover photos to support the Day of Love. You can find them on my Facebook page. I know, Chris, yours has them as well. Trey, you're slacking. So
I'm always behind the curve here.
Yeah. You can find those images there to show your support. Share scripture memes. You can find those online at freedomdisciple.com, or you can share your own scriptures. Just use hashtag Day of Love, especially around the hours of 5 to 9 p.m. Eastern. That's when we want to flood Day of Love all over the internet, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, hashtag Day of Love, because 5 to 9 p.m. Eastern is when Anonymous and Black Lives Matter have called action. So especially around those times, but we're going to do a full 12 hours of Day of Love. And then post messages online sharing personal stories on what your faith means to you, where you get your hope from, highlight parts in your life on things that have brought you hope and what you're thankful for. Share stories and articles based on faith, history, and love. Do not post. I'm asking everybody. I know it's really easy in 2016, especially going into the Republican convention, and especially with Hillary Clinton out in the media. It's very easy to share divisive and really, candid messages that they're not really productive by way of unity. They're productive by way of insight. But tomorrow, just take a break from all of that and just share stories about faith, history, love, hope, unity, those types of things. And one of the things that we're asking people to do is something unique. Reach out to someone you disagree with online and offer a positive message. Rather than going at it combatively, offer a positive message. We think that's going to help. I want to share with with your listeners, though, because a lot of people think that this cannot be done, that we will not be able to change the narrative. All it takes is 7 people. That's it. Chris and Trey, both of you know 7 people that I do not know. And right. if I can get you to share this message with 7 people that I do not know, and they jump on board and they get 7 people that you do not know to do the same thing, that's how something goes viral. And that's the power that social media bears with it. So we can actually completely flip this narrative and make Day of Love start trending.
All right, Andrew, hold tight. We're going to come back to you right after the break. Chris, I think you were getting ready to jump in. So when we come back from the break, you take us right from where you wanted to go. Chris and Trey, the Battlefield Live, WGSO, 990 AM in NOLA. We'll be right back. Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and, suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean, this is totally fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
Experience Augie's, formerly Augie's Glass Garden, now in Harahan. Augie's, truly a gorgeous place. Where can you go to experience super jumbo soft shell crabs for only $14.95 and the area's largest seafood platters? Private parties, receptions, reunions, and events of all types can be handled at Augie's. 6005 Jefferson Highway in Harahan. Call for reservations 733-3000. Check us out on the web, augiesnola.com. Playmakers Indoor Sports offers youth and adult leagues for soccer and flag football, NFL youth flag football, and youth developmental programs. Playmakers Tots program is a youth development program for children ages 18 months to 7 years. Playmakers Tots uses sports like soccer, football, baseball, and basketball to help kids work on motor development, learn to work together, follow directions, and improve listening skills while learning that activity is fun. To register for classes, go to our registration page at playmakersindoor.com or call 504-305-6078. Playmakersindoor.com. 6124 Jefferson Highway in Harahan.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. Vastvirtual.com.
This advertisement does not constitute an offer to sell a franchise. The offer of a franchise can only be made through the delivery of a franchise disclosure document.
Fresh Healthy Vending is a new company that is revolutionizing the vending machine business by filling them with healthy and natural foods. That's right. Protein and energy drinks, teas and juices, yogurts, fresh fruits and veggies, soy milk, natural cereals, granola bars. Can you imagine that? It's like having a whole food store in a machine. And you can get in on the ground floor by getting your own Fresh Healthy Vending franchise. You can have your own small business placing healthy food vending machines all over your area in places like schools and hospitals and businesses and airports and other high traffic areas. Locations that embrace the idea because, you know, they make money too. Full training and support and assistance in acquiring locations. It's all about timing, folks. Pick up the phone, make the call to Fresh Healthy Vending, and get all the details on what could be your big life moment. Get Fresh Healthy Vending franchise information now. Call 800-424-8282. 424-8282. That's 800-424-8282.
Thank you for sticking with us on the battlefield, folks. You're listening to Chris and Trey on the Lanterns Radio Network, WGSO 990 AM, and this is the Battlefield Live radio program. Folks, we're streaming live on Facebook Live. If you want to check us out, you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/LanternsBuzz. You can find us there, as well as a number of different other places. You can find our podcast on Spreaker, as well as SoundCloud. Not only can you find our shows there, you can also find Andrew Chavarrilla's The Intersection. You can also find Julio Rivera's show there. Also Mike Miller and Paris Prokopis from the Lanterns Radio Network. Check them out at Spreaker.com and SoundCloud. Just do a keyword search for Lanterns Buzz. Also, you can find us on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Player FM, as well as Google Plus. And last but not least, and most importantly, we are very active on Twitter, folks. You can find us at Lanterns Buzz. You can also find me at Paul Revere again, and you can follow Trey at T-Rob Radio. If you're looking, folks, for these banners that you can put on your Facebook page or your Twitter account, you can find them in a number of different places. I posted them on my Twitter account at Paul Revere. Again, you can catch the banner there for your Facebook cover. Or you can go to my Facebook account at Chris Pilier on Facebook. Also, wanted to mention that, with all the stuff that's been going on, there is some good news. Lanterns Radio Network is doing some extensive expansion. We've got some very positive things coming on. Right now, you have the trilogy, if you will, of Lanterns Radio Network excellence on the air right now on the Battlefield Live radio program, as Trey and Andrew are partners with me on Lanterns Radio Network and bringing shows like this to you. I want to thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. And want to thank all the folks over at WGSO 990 AM for hosting the Lanterns Radio Network and specifically the Battlefield Live radio program. So jumping right back in, I guess my comment, Andrew, on this is first and foremost, bravo, right? I mean, all the things that are going on, it's very easy to get in a negative attitude. I mean, hell, I had one at the beginning of the show.
Boy, you ain't lying.
Yeah, I was kind of pissy. So, when you came out with this, Andrew, my first thoughts were, wow, this is a very, very pivotal thing to do, and it sends a great message. And I immediately took to Twitter and Facebook and started posting some pictures. And the thing is, be creative with this, folks, because Andrew is kind of driven the car up to the window, if you will, and it's us to make the order, right?
Right.
We're going to take this back to fast food. I mean, I'm thinking about food right now. At Augie's Glass Garden restaurant. I mean, I'm thinking about that right now. Some soft shell crab, BLT. Right?
I will have one of those, by the way.
Yeah, all right. See what happened? This is how easily things get out of hand on the Battlefield Live. We start talking about food.
Yeah.
So, Andrew, this is what I did today, and this is kind of like my little contribution that I felt like I needed to do. My thoughts is that there's this narrative that's going back. I guess it's like the class warfare argument between the police and the minority groups and all this, and I think that there's always room for improvement on both sides, right? So I posted some things on my Twitter account with policemen hugging citizens, right? And my comments were neutral in this aspect. It's like, we're gifted with love and a hug, right? And you see a police officer hugging a child, and totally eliminate the idea of some kind of side in this, because it's very easy to take sides. Even as as conservatives, we look at we respect the police, and we can I would imagine that a lot of us really very skeptical about of events that happen, like what happened this past week. But it's things like forgiveness is half the battle. Admitting you have been wrong is the other battle, part of the battle, right? So there's two sides of this, and you can't always think that you're right in this, and you have to sometimes you have to reach the hand out in order to be able to get the other person to reach their hand out to shake it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it actually makes a lot of sense. And what you're saying is very key, and it's very imperative. But I want to go back. I want to kind of backtrack just a little bit to where you began and segue into some of the things that you said, because you said that you were angry at the beginning of the show, right? And I want people to know that even in the midst of a day of love, and going in that direction, it's okay to be angry. The Bible says, "Be angry and sin not." The Bible doesn't say don't ever get angry. There are some things that make us angry, and racism, it makes me angry. I've seen it myself. Being in an interracial marriage and having interracial children and living in East Texas, it's not easy. But at the same time, so I'm not going to turn a blind eye and pretend that racism does not exist. It does. But it's how you respond and how you react to racism that makes you the different person. And that's evident all the way back into the 60s with how Dr. Martin Luther King handled it and how Malcolm X handled it. You have some that followed the way of Christ and some that followed the way of Islam. And I've been criticized before for comparing BLM to ISIS, but the tactics are the same. When we look at all of this, is there some stuff to be angry about? Sure, there is. But at the end of the day, I mean, let's talk about Dr. Martin Luther King for just a moment. Do you think he did not get angry in Selma? Do you think he didn't get angry in Birmingham, Alabama? Sure, he was angry, but it's how he responded in that anger that led the greatest civil rights movement that has ever been waged and has ever been known, because they did it by way of nonviolence. Now, that being said, let me just, I want to touch base on the neutrality of this. There is, believe it or not, there is a way to be neutral, and the way to be neutral is to accept responsibility. You accept responsibility. I accept responsibility for everything I say. The Bible actually teaches, I desire that not many of you become teachers, because you're going to give an account for all the words that you speak, right? So, and I use words a lot. I'm a radio host and I'm a minister, and I share the gospel with people all the time, and I talk to people about political things all the time. And, so I'm going to give an account for all of those things. And I can tell you that I have in my past said some things that were divisive, and I have said some things out of anger that I probably shouldn't have said. But it does not take away from the legitimacy of my feelings that day. And I would say the same is true even of those within the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm not going to take away the legitimacy and the anger that they feel. Senator Scott from South Carolina gave a compelling speech today on the floor in the Senate. It was just amazing. It's been floating around the internet about him being pulled over by police 7 times just because of the color of his skin and the car that he was driving. So again, it's how we respond. It's how we do those things. The way that we accept neutrality, though, is we understand responsibility. When you understand responsibility, it's our responsibility to first greatest command, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second is like unto it, to love your neighbor as yourself. And love is the answer. That's where this day of love came from. This day of love actually came from the very words that I said Dr. King said. Hate cannot drive, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So our goal in this is to drive out the darkness by being light. We drive out the hate by demonstrating love. So this isn't a faux movement. This isn't something that we just decided to do on a whim because we wanted to take advantage of things that are taking place. This is something that came about because there are individuals that want to spread divisiveness and hatred and vitriol and divide a nation that we've always understood as united we stand. Again, when it comes down to it, we have to figure out a way to demonstrate and to show love and neutrality in these situations. And that begins by having a civil dialogue and understanding both sides of the argument.
Andrew, we're up against our bottom of the hour break, but tell folks where they can find all of your information and your show and all that good stuff.
Yeah, just go to intersectionradioshow.com. intersectionradioshow.com. You can find me there. You can find my Facebook page. You can find everything from that very website right there.
All right.
Thanks, Andrew. Even has a link to Lanterns Radio Network.
Awesome. Absolutely. All right, Chris, we've got a couple of phone callers. We'll catch them on the bottom or on the flip side of the hour. Hour 1 out the way, and we'll see you after this quick timeout.
Later, Tater.
Twitter and Facebook at Lanterns Buzz.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean, without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack, when you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price? And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades, and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 5588 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 5588.
Ladies and gentlemen, maybe we can't stop time, but these bags and puffiness under your eyes, look, they don't need to be there. And now, thanks to Genucel, you can definitely get rid of them. The new Genucel plant stem cell therapy for bags and puffiness under the eyes from our friends at Chamonix is doing just that for men and women all across the great country of ours. Here's Josie from Littlefield, Arizona. I've been using Genucel for 2 weeks, and my husband is amazed. He says all the puffiness is gone. I love this product so much, I want to use it on my entire face. Well, Josie, your husband can use Genucel too. You see, it works for men and women. Yes, folks, even my wife Janet loves Genucel. Without a doubt, it's her go-to product daily. In fact, with its instant effects, you'll see results in as little as 12 hours. Call 800-SKIN-891. 800-SKIN-891. Order Genucel right now and get the legendary Esotique wrinkle treatment absolutely free with your order. Genucel, it works, it's guaranteed, or your money back. 800-SKIN-891. 800-SKIN-891. That's 800-SKIN-891.
Anytime, anywhere. Smartphone, TuneIn Radio app, WGSO.com. On the AM dial at 990, we are WGSO, New Orleans.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
The president of France saying the number killed in a truck attack in the city of Nice, France, continues to rise.
At the time I speak, there are 77 victims, of which many are children.
And dozens of more were injured when the truck plowed through the crowd of people gathered to watch Bastille Day fireworks. Francois Hollande also confirming the truck driver was shot dead by police. A state of emergency for France, which was going to be lifted on the 26th of July, while he says it's now going to be extended for 3 months.
It's so sad and it's constant.
The presumptive Republican nominee Donald Trump comments on the attack.
And this has to be dealt with very harshly.
Because of the attack, Trump says he's postponing his scheduled announcement of his vice presidential pick that was going to be tomorrow. It's widely reported his choice for a running mate is Indiana Governor Mike Pence. This is USA Radio News.
The activewear trend in fashion is booming. Fitness gear is not just for working out anymore. Just ask actress Malin Ackerman. The busy actress, mom, and fitness fanatic teamed up with LG to showcase its new Sidekick pedestal washer, the first laundry system that has a cycle specifically designed for activewear. They say it's for small loads that are a big deal.
It is a dual washer, but the bottom Sidekick is what is incredible about this thing. I have a 3-year-old son. And so I don't know if you know about toddlers, but they spill everything on themselves. You change their outfits about 5 times a day. So it's great to be able to just throw in a quick load, and you don't have to wait for a full load. They have 6 different cycles, and for people who are active like myself, your activewear, you have your favorite pieces that you like to throw in there. You do the activewear wash cycle, and it's done.
Ackerman's also starring in an LG fitness and fashion video series showing how the LG Sidekick pedestal washer helps keep her fashionably fit and how others can look and feel their best every day too. In New York, I'm Lisa Minute.
There's an effort underway to have the feds open a public corruption investigation into the Clinton Foundation. Representative Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee leading the charge, circulating a letter among House members pushing for them to get on board. Blackburn says the Clinton Family Charitable Foundation amounts to a, quote, lawless pay-to-play enterprise that Blackburn says has been operating under a cloak of philanthropy for years, but should now be investigated. U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg now saying she does regret making what she calls ill-advised critical remarks about Donald Trump. And at the White House, spokesman for President Obama Josh Earnest stayed well away from commenting on Ginsburg's original remarks as well as her apology.
I'll leave her to characterize her comments and her views.
Ginsburg getting a lot of flack for recently telling the New York Times, among other things, that she can't imagine what the country would be like with Donald Trump as president. She now says judges should avoid commenting on candidates for public office. This is USA Radio News.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've messed up your daughter's haircut. Do you A, get spiritual?
Mom, where's the mirror?
Beauty is within. Oh.
B, find the positives.
Less time blow drying, more time texting?
Or C, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have to.
Twinsies!
I kinda love it. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
A so-called Day of Rage may come to downtown St. Louis and other U.S. cities tomorrow. The activist group Anonymous calling for protests to show solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement. Demonstrations expected in numerous cities across the country. Officials at Scott Air Force Base are very concerned. They posted a message to Facebook advising personnel there not to be at the Gateway Arch tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. Officials say potential protests and criminal activity could threaten safety. The new Pokemon Go craze could threaten your safety as well. We're getting stories from all over the nation about people being injured while playing the new game on their devices while walking through towns and cities. 2 men playing the game Wednesday on a cliff near the San Diego coast when they reportedly became distracted and both fell 75 feet to the beach below.
They were playing Pokemon Go and were searching for a character. Got a little too far over the cliff and the cliff gave way and down they went.
Detective Sergeant Rich Eaton of the San Diego Sheriff's Office says the 2 men were not seriously injured, but he says they were just lucky. Anaheim police say a man walked into a park in that city this week while playing the augmented reality app, and a group of 5 or 6 men got into an altercation with him. He ended up stabbed several times. And in the first round of the Open in Scotland, Phil Mickelson ties a major record with an 8-under 63. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
We're here to fix the machine.
Battlefield Live. You're listening to the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey from Lanterns Radio Network, the Battlefield Live radio program at WGSO 990 AM. I want to thank you for joining us on the battlefield today in New Orleans, and a lot of crazy things happening today. We watching what's going on in France right now. It's pretty horrific. A lot of the pictures coming out. It seems about, I think, 77 people dead now.
Yeah, that's what Fox was reporting.
I mean, basically what happened was there was a guy, and they call this thing a lorry plow, or a lorry is what they call it. It's kind of like basically a small 18-wheeler, or I'd even call it 18-wheeler because it doesn't have 18 wheels on it, but
a big rig.
Yeah, it's basically a big box truck looking thing.
It's like P. Diddy's truck.
Yeah, so the Bastille Day celebrations were taking place, and this guy decided to plow through thousands of people, killing 77 and injuring many more, gets out of the vehicle and starts to shoot up the joint. Jeez. And, I mean, it's an absolutely horrific scene. There's video right now floating around the internet, and I would caution you, if you're weak on the stomach, it's pretty horrific. Blood everywhere, people's mangled bodies, children, people crying. I mean, it's really, really horrific stuff. But it really does kind of bring us to the conclusion, and Trey and I talked about it in the first hour, is that France let this happen to themselves. And if we don't correct our actions here in the United States, it's going to happen here more frequently. And Trey, what is this, like the second or third mass murder in France this year from Muslim terrorists?
Yeah, that we know of. I mean, that has made international news, you know.
Charlie Hebdo was last year, wasn't it?
It may have even been 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
So they had the concert shooting, and they had this one.
So this is like the third in 3 years. I mean, I think it's safe to probably say it might be the third in 2 years, actually. The third big, because Charlie Hebdo. Then you had the punk metal band shoot up or whatever. And then now you've got the not the drive-by, but the drive-over, I guess you would say.
So I found this article. It actually comes out of Inspire magazine. And if you all aren't familiar with Inspire magazine, it's not quite what it sounds like. It's actually a Al-Qaeda affiliate, or Al-Qaeda propaganda.
You better clean your cookies after you finish reading this article.
Right. And so there's some excerpts out of this, and it's called The Ultimate Mowing Machine is what it's called. It says, use a pickup truck as a mowing machine, not to mow grass, but to mow down the enemies of Allah. America is a terrorist state, and Americans are complacent in some of the worst forms of terrorism our Muslim nation has been subjected to. Millions of Muslims bad English there.
Lives. Muslim lives.
Okay, so I can't read. Okay, lives have been lost to American brutality. It is about time Muslims wake up and pay back America what it's due to it, right? Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Yeah, that's a creepy stuff, man.
It's crazy, right?
It's almost funny, but it's not.
I know, it's hilarious. Dude, I'm sorry.
I know. I'm trying very hard to be
hilarious to me, man.
You're not helping at all. You realize that?
Look, that's not me. I have no control over that.
What? Have no control over yourself?
Well, no, not that either. My wife would confer that I have zero self-control.
And that exhibited itself last night. You got yourself into trouble.
Yeah, but speaking about Islam.
So in this section of the OSJ, which is the open source jihad, how convenient. It says we we give our readers suggestions on how to wage their individual jihad. Here is one idea of how an individual Muslim may do so. It is a simple idea, and there is much involved in its preparation. All what is needed is the willingness to give one's life for Allah. The idea is to use a pickup truck as a mowing machine, not to mow grass, but to mow down the enemies of Allah. You would need a four-wheel drive pickup truck. The stronger, the better. You would then need to weld on steel blades on the front end of the truck. These could be a set of butcher blades or thick sheets of steel. They do not need to be extra sharp because the speed of the truck at the time of the impact, even a blunter edge would slice through the bone very easily. You may raise the level of the blades as high as the headlights. That would make the blade strike your targets at the torso level or higher. Pick your location and timing carefully. Go for the most crowded locations. Narrower spots are also better because it gives less chance for people to run away. Avoid locations where other vehicles may intercept you. To achieve maximum carnage, you need to pick up as much speed as you can while still retaining good control of your vehicle in order to maximize your inertia and be able to strike as many people as possible in the first run. Keep in mind that as soon as people realize what you are up to, they would scatter and run in every direction looking for cover. They would look for areas where the vehicle cannot reach them. Therefore, it is important to study your path of operation beforehand. The ideal location is a place where there are maximum number of pedestrians and at least number of vehicles. In fact, you can get through the pedestrians only locations that exist in some downtown center cities areas. That would be fabulous. There are some places that are closed down for vehicles at certain times due to swarms of people. If you have access to firearms, carry them with you so that when you use them to finish off your work, if your vehicle gets grounded during the attack.
Wow. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, this is their step-by-step instruction. I mean, look, these guys sound like Mad Max characters. Like, yeah. When you think about the old Mel Gibson version of Mad Max, you know, and Thunderdome and all this stuff, like the vehicle that you just described reminds me of the one that, you know, you see more often than not in that movie.
Right.
It's just driving through some metropolitan area.
Dude, and I mean, they really well thought this thing out. Now, check this one out. It says poisonous gas, such as nerve gas, are not out of reach for the chemist and require simple equipment. A microbiologist would be capable of developing the most effective strains of Clostridium botulinum and thus develop the most lethal toxin of all, botulinum. An effective botulinum attack administered properly.
Is it like botulism?
I don't know, dude. This is scary stuff, man. This is in a magazine.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. And is Phil the Patriot still there? Philip.
Hey, good evening, brothers and sisters. I don't know what y'all all worried about. Don't y'all know that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton love us? I mean, they love us with all their heart and soul. They want to protect us and save us from evil people. They want to take away all of those evil guns and, you know, all of those evil criminals. Believe that. Yeah, let's see if you believe that. Brothers and sisters, the truth is that we're under attack. They want to destroy our country with all their heart and soul. They hate us. They want to do anything they can to destroy our country. What you saw happen in Orlando and what happened in France is coming to New Orleans.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you very much, Philip. That was Phil the Patriot, ladies and gentlemen. And Chris, we have to take our break. When we come back, we'll take more of your phone calls. Day of rage, but make it a day of love. Call us. What are you going to do tomorrow for your day of love? 504-556-9696. This is the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey on WGSO 990 AM.
Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States
would have similar policy and, suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate.
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean,
like
this is totally
gyroscope.
fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
Experience Augie's, formerly Augie's Glass Garden, now in Harahan. Augie's, truly a gorgeous place. Where can you go to experience super jumbo soft-shell crabs for only $14.95 and the area's largest seafood platters? Private parties, receptions, reunions, and events of all types can be handled at Augie's. 6005 Jefferson Highway in Harahan. Call for reservations 733-3000. Check us out on the web, augiesnola.com. Playmakers Indoor Sports. TOTS program is one of Playmakers' most popular. Our professionally developed curriculum provides our TOTS with a variety of fun games and exercise in a positive, enjoyable, and exciting environment. These great games help your little one develop their motor skills, create confidence, improve their listening skills, and learn how to follow directions, all while promoting fitness and activity. Our TOTS groups range from 18 months to 7 years. Sign up your little tot today or call 504-305-6078. PlaymakersIndoor.com.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. Vastvirtual.com.
This advertisement does not constitute an offer to sell a franchise. The offer of a franchise can only be made through the delivery of a franchise disclosure document. Fresh Healthy Vending is a new company that is revolutionizing the vending machine business by filling them with healthy and natural foods. That's right. Protein and energy drinks, teas and juices, yogurts, fresh fruits and veggies, soy milk, natural cereals, granola bars. Can you imagine that? It's like having a whole food store in a machine. And you can get in on the ground floor by getting your own Fresh Healthy Vending franchise. You can have your own small business placing healthy food vending machines all over your area in places like schools and hospitals and businesses and airports and other high-traffic areas. Locations that embrace the idea because, they make money too. Full training and support and assistance in acquiring locations. It's all about timing, folks. Pick up the phone, make the call to Fresh Healthy Vending, and get all the details on what could be your big life moment. Get Fresh Healthy Vending franchise information now. Call 800-424-8282. 424-8282. That's 800-424-8282.
Thank you for sticking with us on the battlefield, folks. And it's been pretty horrific thing going on in France. And I'm looking at some of these articles, man. Look, there's this. Let's see. They call him Dash. You ever heard this? Them calling it Dash.
I've dined and dashed.
Yeah. No, this is what they call them in France because they don't want to call them Islamic terrorists or ISIS or whatever. So they call them Dash, right?
Dash.
It's insult. You can't insult them. By calling them the Islamic State or whatever. So basically, there's a Daesh spokesman or ISIS spokesman, Abu Mohammed al-Dani.
Oh, Daesh.
Daesh.
You
whatever.
mean Daesh?
There you go with that Obama dialect again.
Pakistan.
Yeah. Here we go.
Pajamas.
Yabba Dabba Doo Muhammad or whatever his name it is. He says,
what do you say? Real quick, what do you say? Do you say pajamas or do you say pajamas?
Pajamas.
Pajamas. Okay. Well, then you're like the president is Pakistan.
No.
Yeah, it's pajamas, dude.
That's the way you're supposed to say it. Pajamas.
No, you should never say pajamas.
Pajama. How do you say mufalada?
A mufalada.
Okay. Okay.
What? How do you say the art of cooking?
The art of cooking?
Yeah, that like the science behind it. You go to school for this type of studies. If you want to be a chef, you become a
hello?
Culinary, right?
Yeah, culinary. Like,
but how do you say sea Crap. The little thing you give to the checkout lady at a grocery store to get 50 cents off of a canned good. What do you call that?
Food stamp?
No, not a food stamp, fool. A coupon, right? You say a coupon or do you say a coupon?
Not a coupon.
A coupon. Okay, so like
I say a coupon.
now, how do you say the bed of your nails? The little bed of your nails. You call that sometimes you get a hangnail in it. A cuticle, right? So think about that. So you say coupon, you say cuticle, but you say it should be culinary, not culinary.
Oh, you say potato or potato?
Oh, definitely potato. Definitely potato. Definitely tomato.
You know
and,
what this is?
And definitely pajamas and not pajamas.
See, this is the law of thermodynamics.
And not Pakistan.
We have slowly entered the entropy of our conversations back to food.
The second law of second hour thermodynamics in full effect, ladies and gentlemen.
It is happening. So, hey, do we got Brian on the phone? We got Newt?
I think so. Let's just go to Brian, line 2 in Metairie. Brian, welcome to the program.
What's up,
Good
Newt?
evening, gentlemen.
Newt, it looks like they're passing on
Hello.
you.
Hello.
Looks like they're going to go Pence.
Hello.
Hey, you there?
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Hello?
Feedback.
Hello?
Hello.
We got you. We can hear you. Just start talking.
Yes, sir. It's Newt took a vacation on today. But what happened? what y'all been talking about? I caught just a little bit. The vast majority of Americans in Europe have no idea on how desperate the situation is. When Libya fell, over 2,700 Stinger missiles went missing. That's not counting the different chemicals and biological weapons that were being stored in the desert. That wasn't Gaddafi's, but it was American weaponry that was being stored in bunkers.
Hold on, Brian. Hold on. Now, you, by your own admission, you don't even have internet, do you?
No.
Okay. Now, right now, you come clean.
We need an explanation.
How do you know this information and you don't even have the internet?
It depends on who you know.
Oh! I knew it!
This is really Newt Gingrich.
This really is Newt Gingrich of the Bayou.
This is Newt in the morning.
Newt in the morning. No, wait, so since that's one of the things, wasn't that part of what Ambassador Stevens was trying to negotiate to get back when he was attacked and ultimately he was killed in Benghazi? Brian, was those weapons they were going to funnel them into Turkey and then into Syria?
They were being funneled in, and he was pretty much abandoned. He put out a call to be rescued, and the rescue team was already in the Chinook helicopters, almost 200 Marines, heavily armed and ready to go, a multitude of attack helicopters ready to go, and an admiral lost his command because he launched them after he was told to stand down. 31 years in the Navy, and he was thrown out because he was going to try to save the Americans. But it gets worse from that. This was so well planned. There's no way. Now, get this. This is guaranteed not the United States, where we have lots of weapons as individuals, but in a nation that does not allow weapons. How's it working out for them? Not even the police. The bulk of the police did not have weapons. They have nightsticks.
In France?
In France, yes. There, you cannot own a weapon in France.
That's amazing.
And doesn't France have like the most annoying police sirens? It sounds like they have minions on top of their cars.
Hey, easy there, dude.
It sounds like a battery going bad in a radio that's not quite working like it used to. It sounds like y'all fighting over the last drumstick over there.
Hey, don't say drumstick, Brian. We're going to get hungry over here.
Yeah, for real. Well, Brian, thank you, man. Appreciate you
so
calling in. Yeah, listen, by the way, Chris, I don't know if you saw this on the Drudge Report. It just refreshed. Drudge was was linking to at the very bottom on the front page. It says list Islamic terror attacks 2016.
Right.
Dude, if you click that, it says service unavailable. It links to the religionofpeace.com. Dude, the site is because of Drudge linking to it, the site is down because so many people are going to it to see how many people have how many Islamic terror attacks have there been in 2016?
I don't know. They shut that site down, dude.
No, I don't think they shut it down as much as I think they've what do you call that when you crashed it? I think the site is crashed.
Yeah. It's so many people going to it.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, my friend and co-host has a real issue with Minions.
I have a problem. I can really admit that I have a problem with Minions.
He had a Minion shirt on last night. If you're looking in the camera, it's a little extra low tonight, so he's probably rocking Minion boxers.
Dude, I'm sporting a Battlefield Live tonight.
Yeah, but I'm talking about below the shirt.
No, I'm not wearing any pants.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. You probably just have Minion boxers on.
No, dude, there's an article where this guy, Abu Dhabi Yabadabadu, Mahmoud, whatever, he says, and this is apparently he's a spokesmurderer. A spokesmurderer
for ISIS.
So he said, if you are not able to find an IED or a bullet, then single out the disbelieving American, Frenchman, or any of their allies, smash his head with a rock or slaughter him with a knife, or run him over with your car, or throw him down from a high place, or choke him or poison him. This is so peaceful.
Oh my goodness, dude, this is horrible.
I'm telling you, dude, this is bad stuff.
Listen, these people, I mean, how can you at this point, truly, how can you make a logical and an honest argument for Islam? How about that? If you're out there and you are Muslim and you want to defend Islam and the behaviors of your Islamic brethren tonight, give us a call, 504-556-9696. This is the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey on WGSO 990 AM in New Orleans. We'll be right back.
Join us at Playmakers Indoor South every summer and holiday for our multi-sport camps. $25 a day, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. with before care from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and after care from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. available for $5. Soccer, flag football, basketball, wiffle ball, relay games, lacrosse, and much, much more. Plenty of spots available. Contact Playmakers Indoor Sports, 6124 Jefferson Highway in Harahan, or call 504-305-6078 or sign up today at playmakersindoor.com.
What are you doing to stop traffic when your business is ready to wow the pants off customers? Visit Sir Speedy. We produce quality signs, posters, banners, and more that are just the trick for trade shows, promotions, events, and product launches. Whether you're taking it to the street, the floor, or the counter, bigger is always better. For more information or to get a quote, go to SirSpeedyNewOrleans.com.
Grace at the Greenlight gives homeless men and women the options they need to strengthen their independence and make positive changes in their lives. This year alone, Grace has provided over 5,000 meals, thousands of bottles of water, and united 47 homeless individuals with their families. To find out how you can help, call 504-239-4544 or visit graceatthegreenlight.org. Grace would like to thank the following sponsors for their support: McMath Construction, Christ Church Cathedral, Perrier and Lacoste, McGee School, Faubourg Private Wealth, Capital Business Solutions, Oral and Berry LLC, Fat Bankers Social Aid and Pleasure Club, Emery and James Limited, Kushner LeGrays, and First NBC. Join us in helping make a difference in the lives of the local homeless community. Visit graceatthegreenlight.org.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
The president of France saying the number killed in a truck attack in the city of Nice, France, continues to rise.
At the time I speak, there are 77 victims, of which many are children.
And dozens of more were injured when the truck plowed through the crowd of people gathered to watch Bastille Day fireworks. Francois Hollande also confirming the truck driver was shot dead by police. A state of emergency for France, which was going to be lifted on the 26th of July, while he says it's now going to be extended for 3 months.
It's so sad and it's constant.
The presumptive Republican nominee Donald Trump comments on the attack.
And this has to be dealt with very harshly.
Because of the attack, Trump says he's postponing his scheduled announcement of his vice presidential pick that was going to be tomorrow. It's widely reported his choice for a running mate is Indiana Governor Mike Pence. This is USA Radio News.
Hi, it's Angie. I have a great way for you to look great this summer. You know, I just got back from my hairstylist last week, and she said my hair has never been fuller and longer. She said, I can't believe how long your hair has gotten. Are you still using that hair stuff? I said, yes, that hair stuff is Ovation, and they're the Ovation hair care products. Now, my hairstylist sells other products, but I don't buy hers. I get Ovation because it is the first thing that has really made my hair full. But they have, you know, products for all different types of hair, and they have different styling products to make, you know, your hair look fuller, or to protect it from heat, or to detangle it. There are lots of things that you can get. And this week, free shipping on your entire order, no minimums, no restrictions. So free shipping on everything for a limited time, so hurry. Free shipping starts now, and go to ovationhair.com, ovationhair.com, and don't forget to click on Angie Austin Daybreak USA. I love these products. I wouldn't endorse them if I didn't. They are fantastic. ovationhair.com.
This is Jeff Cruier with my commentary of the day. Once again, our police officers are under assault all over the country. Reports coming in from Memphis and Atlanta and San Antonio and St. Louis, where police officers have been targeted. We can thank the media, politicians such as Barack Obama, who uses every opportunity to criticize police and divide the races, and racist groups such as Black Lives Matter and the new Black Panther Party. These organizations spew hatred, inspire violence, which leads to tragedies such as Dallas. This group obviously does not care about black lives, or they would be speaking out about the horrendous black-on-black murder rate going on all over the country. These are groups pursuing political agendas and doing serious harm to our nation. Instead, we should be focusing on groups that bring Americans together and appreciate the greatness of this country. More info on this and the other hot topics of the day, check out ringsidepolitics.com.
I'm Rachel Wolf, a licensed real estate agent in Louisiana. A home is one of the biggest investments you'll make in your lifetime, and with that comes all kinds of decisions, from where to live, renovation and insurance costs, and how to protect your investment in the long run. Join me Fridays at 5 for the Real Estate Rundown with Rachel Wolf. We'll bring in the experts to tell you what you need to know in the ever-changing real estate market. That's Fridays at 5 on WGSO 990 AM.
What are you doing to stop traffic? When your business is ready to wow the pants off customers, visit Sir Speedy. We produce quality signs, posters, banners, and more that are just the trick for trade shows, promotions, events, and product launches. Whether you're taking it to the street, the floor, or the counter, bigger is always better. For more information or to get a quote, go to SirSpeedyNewOrleans.com.
Listening to the Battlefield Live radio program with Chris and Trey. Thank you for joining us, folks. And man, Trey, I'm looking forward to going on vacation next week, man.
Are you gonna bring your stuff to be able to remotely, like you? I mean, I know you got a big old NASA style bunkered out nuclear launch coated, thing at your house, but are you gonna at least bring a couple of pieces of equipment to do it, or?
Yeah, I think I might just go light this time.
Okay. Well, you are going to be going lighter.
That's for sure.
I am lighter.
Have you hit 40 yet? Have you hit 40?
No, I don't think I'm going to get to 40. Especially going on vacation.
How many days you got left?
Like 5 or 4 or something like that.
Oh, no, dude, you got it. You know what you do, bro?
Dude, I'm about to go on vacation.
No, listen to me. Tomorrow, do this tomorrow. You'll drop 2 pounds in the next 24 hours. Only eat throughout the course of the day 5 Granny Smith apples. That's it.
Granny Smith apples.
Just make it a Granny Smith apple day. Do 5 apples. Only drink water. Don't do any caffeine or any other beverages. Just straight up 5 Granny Smith apples. You'll drop 2 more tomorrow, and you'll be on. Where are you at right now? 30 what? 30?
Like 34.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. You can do it. You got 5 days left. 2 apple days will give you 4 pounds, and you can get that out of the other 3 days before you head out of town. You can squeeze 1 out of 3.
Get out of town Saturday.
That's what. Oh, yeah, you might not be able to do it.
It'd be hard, dude. Going.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so look, folks, make sure if you follow us on our social media sites, you got to go there. We are very active on there. Our archives have all of our shows. You can check them out, Spreaker.com, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Player FM. We're on Facebook and Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at Lanterns Buzz, or you can go to follow me at Paul Revere again, and you follow Trey at T-Rob Radio. And Facebook, you can go to Facebook.com/Lanterns Buzz, and you can. We're actually still live. This live thing's starting to work out, Trey. I got this thing kind of tuned up, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited. Every time I kind of glance over, I see we're hitting hundreds of people, nearing 1,000 posts, and so it's cool, man. We appreciate everybody tuning in and looking.
Hey, you familiar with this dummy Mark Lamont Hill?
Yeah. You mean Dr. Mark Lamont Hill?
Yeah, doctor of crap.
Well,
did you hear what the latest comments that he said about the Black Lives Matter movement?
I want to say I did, but I know I purposely tried to forget.
Yes. So I'm going to have to help you remember so we can talk about it.
All right.
So he said, to say that the Black Lives Matter movement is racist is bizarre to me, not just because black people don't have the institutional power to be racist or deploy racism, but because the movement has called for justice.
Say what?
He said only when black people say the country's moving in the wrong direction do they say it's un-American, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, if I look at history, I don't know if the country. I wouldn't call the country moving black or moving.
All right, let's do this, dude. Let's do this. Let's take his nonsense at face value.
All right.
Let's play on the same battlefield that he's playing on.
All right.
We're basically running around upside down, beating ourselves in the head with a hammer. Okay, that's the battlefield that this dude comes from. All right. So to say that the Black Lives Matter movement is racist, bizarre to me, because not just because the black people don't have the institutional power to be racist or deploy racism, but because the movement has a call for justice. Okay. So it's because they don't have the institutional power, right? Who the heck is our president?
That would be half white Barack Obama.
Okay. Who the hell is our runs the Justice Department?
Are you referring to the Attorney General?
Loretta Lynch.
Loretta Lynch. And before her, let me see if I can double down here in the bonus round. And before her, Eric Holder. Yes.
Yeah, Eric Holder hold her.
Right. And then we've had, let's see, Condoleezza Rice.
Right.
And we've had General Colin Powell. Let's see, who else has been pretty high ranking? Oh, we've got Clarence Thomas on the Supreme Court. And
we need like a scoreboard.
I'm trying to think what are some other high ranking cabinet officials. Have we ever had a black Fed chairman? I don't think so. No. But okay, so I mean, I'm playing along. We're playing on Lamont's battlefield here. So
he says that they don't have the institutional power. If we're just playing on his stupid battlefield.
Right.
They don't. So that doesn't even make sense. The three most powerful people in the country are.
Okay. Yes. No. I thought I didn't realize you were thinking. My bad. I was speaking to somebody today who I consider a brother in the Lord, and we were having just a kind of a just chatting or whatever, and he doesn't agree with, as hard as he tries not to identify with anything before his identity in Christ, it's still hard for him. He hasn't come fully across the demarcation line, if you will, of rejecting the false paradigm that we call race.
Right.
Like, again, I don't think that this can go too often said. In 2016, we know that the reason that some people's skin is darker and some people's skin is lighter is only because of two things. One, melanin.
Right.
It's a percentage of melanin. And the lighter brown you are, if you get out in the sun, sunlight can actually increase the melanin in your skin. And in fact, you know what? That happens for all people. If you are naturally, without ever going into the sun, darker toned, and you go out in the sun, like I laughed. I remember the first time I saw one in a men's league that I was playing. I had a partner of mine who was a landscaper, and he took off his T-shirt to put on a tank top. I never saw him without a T-shirt, and I understood why. Because when he took it off, he had a farmer's tan. Like, I just always thought he was that dark, not knowing he was a landscaper. And, like, when he took his shirt off, like, his body looked Mexican, but his arms and his head and, like, from the knee to the ankle, he looked African. I mean, he was like a real mix. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, when I come back from the beach, I'm gonna look like freaking Flava Flav.
My 2-year-old, dude, she is so dark. Like, my 10-year-old is so white she's transparent.
She gets that from you, wife.
I am the more fair-skinned one of the two.
Skinned.
Yeah, skinned. No, I'm fair-skinned. And okay. My wife, she has got the French-Italian, Spanish-European blend. So she goes out in the sun, and she just darkens up real nicely, like a golden brown, like a turkey in the oven. You know what I'm talking about?
What are you talking about? A blend? Like you're picking out coffee or something.
Right. So like me, my family, we're like from Poland, and like we're from Wales. So we're Welsh and Polish, and so it's just 15 minutes out there, and I am pink.
I'm French and Italian, dude.
Yeah,
French,
so
and
French, Italian, and Wookiee.
And both of my grandparents or great grandparents on my mother's side were both Boudreaux. That goes to tell you something.
You're a joke. Your family has like their own jokes.
Oh yeah, there's no Thibodeaux that I know of.
No Thibodeaux in the family.
Yeah, so I got some Boudreaux in me.
Hey, you got any Dickersons in your family?
No Dick.
No Dickersons.
No.
Well, CBS CBS's Dickerson says don't blame the media for all the Trump hype. You know why the media covers Donald Trump so much, according to John Dickerson, Chris?
I don't know.
It's because he is always ready to talk to the media when other people won't. Think about that.
Right?
He's just simply willing. They call up and like, hey, we'll do an interview. And he's like, okay. And everybody else is like, talk to my people. I'm busy. I got this, that, or the other. Trump gets all this free media because he simply does it. All right, 504-556-9696. We are coming back from the break, and we will do our last segment of the night. And, hey, you want to go nostalgic and do a little rapid fire here?
No, dude, I want to talk about Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Pokemon coming up next, 504-556-9696. This is the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey on WGSO. Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and, suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean,
like
this is totally
gyroscope.
fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
Experience Augie's, formerly Augie's Glass Garden, now in Harahan. Augie's, truly a gorgeous place. Where can you go to experience super jumbo soft-shell crabs for only $14.95 and the area's largest seafood platters? Private parties, receptions, reunions, and events of all types can be handled at Augie's. 6005 Jefferson Highway in Harahan. Call for reservations 733-3000. Check us out on the web, augiesnola.com.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. vastvirtual.com.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them.
Welcome back to the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey on WGSO 990 AM. This is the Pokemon Go section.
Oh,
segment.
Dude, I was about to break out into some flash dance over here.
That was Chris found the Pokemon theme song real quick for us and threw it up there.
Dude, all right, so I posted this on Twitter. I gotta go through these cities real quick. I gotta go through the cities that the what you call it, a rage is gonna take place. Days of Rage.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say Days of Pokemon.
Well, look, I just asked the question on Twitter. It's like, which is more dangerous, ISIS or Pokemon? We're gonna figure this out here in this next segment.
All right.
All right, so the Days of Rage or Pokemon, which is going to be the one that's going to be most dangerous? So the cities are Phoenix, Tucson. Where's Tucson? Arizona. Okay. Little Rock, Arkansas, San Francisco, Oakland, Los Angeles, Denver, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Tampa, Orlando, Miami, Chicago, Des Moines, New Orleans, Baltimore, Boston, Detroit, Lansing, Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Minneapolis, St. Louis, Carson City, Manhattan, New York, Newark, Durham, Columbus, Cleveland, Portland, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Nashville, Memphis, Austin, Salt Lake City, Seattle, and Milwaukee. So if you want to see this, the cities, you can actually go to lanterns.buzz. Just click on the blog post on the front page called Warning Anonymous Calls for Days of Rage, and you can have that list there. Share it out. Bottom line is I'm not going to New Orleans tomorrow, folks. Just not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. So Trey, what the heck is going on with this Pokemon thing? Have you seen this game?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I have.
Have it?
No, absolutely not.
What's the deal with it? Like what do you do? Like I don't even understand it. I'm a tech guy.
Look, it's altered reality. So basically,
tell me about it.
So basically, what it is you take the game and it needs to be on a device that has a GPS signal.
Okay.
So the reality of the game is your natural surroundings. Wherever you go, you look at your phone, and of course, you look like you're in some kind of Pokemon world.
Yeah, but is it like do you see like the street view or something like in Google or something?
Yes, basically.
So you can actually see like the building that's across the road. You see it on your phone.
Not like that, but if like somebody has made a public area like a battle zone, you can be driving by in a public place, like on the West Bank over there by Fountain Park, over there by Parrot Pete's and all that big fountain area off of Manhattan.
Right.
Like all of these Pokemon geeks show up over there because it's a public battle zone, and they go there and they have Poke fights or whatever you do with Pokemon. I don't know. I truly didn't understand the card game a couple years back when it came out.
What happened to going to the local square and hooking up with chicks?
I think that people may be trying to parlay that with this whole Pokemon game.
Oh, you think this is like one of those pickup games?
It's like Tinder or one of these dating apps for people who otherwise would never meet another person in real life.
So this is actually going to hook up like the nerds of the world are actually going to get hooked up with the Pokemon women.
Now, look, we might get in a lot of trouble because there's a lot of – listen, I have seen like adults that I would never have expected something like this to even be remotely interesting to, and they're all up in it. I have seen like
Pokemon stuff?
Yes, millennials at our church are like, our church is a place where like you can pull up in the parking lot and you can refresh your character, your avatar or whatever, and you can get like eggs from our church. You can get characters and stuff from our. I don't get it.
What's that name of that movie with Sandra Bullock where she's floating around in space by herself?
Was it Gravity?
Yeah, I think so.
Gravity.
That's what I feel like, dude. I'm floating around in space all by myself. I'm stuck here with my stupid Marxism books, and everybody else is having fun playing Pokemon games.
Well, the crazy thing is I'm looking at the opening screen. So when you open up the app for the first time,
right,
or first time in a long time, it loads up and it's got this big Loch Ness monster Japanese dragon, and it's like about to eat a dude who's walking on looks like a bridge while he's looking down at his phone, and it's got like a big exclamation point over, and it says at the bottom, remember to be alert at all times. Stay aware of your surroundings. That's Nintendo's legal disclosure so that you don't people are worried about texting while driving. Dude, I've seen people driving down the street holding their phone outside their windows, like looking for different things they can pick up dude, it's crazy. It's zombie land. These people are zombies.
That's what I'm talking about.
A dude walked off.
By myself.
Dude, a dude walked off of a 50-foot bluff, I think, in California.
Natural selection, baby. It's a legitimacy in Darwin, dude. Let me tell you.
I remember a lady, somehow or another, she went looking for a Pokemon thing or whatever and followed the little map around, and it turned out that she discovered a dead body.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
So look, listen, if this Pokemon Go thing, I think it got like 114 million downloads worldwide within a week.
That's insane.
Okay. But if a side benefit of this game is we start seeing umpteen cold case solved, then okay, well, maybe it's not that bad.
Murders being solved at a record rate by Pokemon players.
Right. I mean, then Pokemon goes down in history.
Dude, how far are we away from the day where the public is totally oppressed and all they do is care about playing the stupid frickin' Pokemon game?
Well, I'm looking at an article right now where there were a couple of Marine veterans, and they were playing Pokemon Go. This comes out of Fullerton, California, I think. Yeah, given us in the Los Angeles Times. They helped to catch a man suspected of attempted murder. So, you've got stuff like that happening. But you also, on the flip side, you've got these guys that showed up to some kind of Pokemon battle, and homeboy gets stabbed. I think the next one, oh, no, that wasn't it. The next one, he gets stabbed in the neck or something.
What?
But remember, Pokemon is, it's short for Pocket Monster. Okay, so I'm going to go all prude. No, that's what it is. That's what Pokemon is, either Pocket Monster or it's a Jamaican proctologist.
I'll go with the Jamaican proctologist.
Is a Pokemon.
Good.
Yeah. So, but from
like a transgendering game or something.
So but from a Christian perspective, okay, the whole thing about Pocket Monster is I don't know if it's dangerous. Okay? Well, I don't know if it's dangerous, but I mean the game has got some evolutionary principles. It's got some occult symbolism. You've got some characters that can hypnotize, some that can eat people's dreams, drain their energy, read minds, emit negative energy. People that laugh at people's fright. Some use poison. Some have a psychic ability. I mean, so kids are learning all of these other types of worldviews, basically. All right, we talk about worldviews.
Dragons of nowadays.
But the Pokemon thing was big. Let's see if we can find some kind of date on this stuff. 1996. Pokemon was created by Nintendo in 1996, and it was pretty much a card game. And then they put it out there for Game Boy, and then of course the cartoon became huge. And I even think they made a couple of Pokemon movies or something, right? And I think there's like 150 different characters. But the whole thing is you're capturing these little monsters, and then you're training them to make them stronger so that they can then go and fight one another. And if you beat them, you take the other guy's cards, basically. I think it's kind of how it works out. I think. And so now it's just advancing with technology. But I guess my biggest thing is that like kids are conditioned to accept these things like in their youth. Right, and they're less likely to accept them in adulthood. So I'm just I'm a prude. My kids won't be playing it. I'm gonna lead by example. I'm not gonna play it, but I know a lot of people will.
Well, to me, I think it's just mind-numbing.
Yeah, it's insanity. Meanwhile, ISIS is on the loose, and Days of Rage are happening, and
at the same time, people are walking off of cliffs playing a stupid damn phone.
Right. So, well, I think that's it. Well, how much time we got left? We got a couple of seconds. Yeah. Well, look. Be careful tomorrow. Check out all of our Facebook pages, all of our Twitter pages, and put on their Day of Love. Use the hashtag tomorrow, Day of Love. Pray, fast, read the Bible. Send out positive love messages. Get away from the mundane, at least for a day. And let's overcome the day of rage with a day of love. This has been the Battlefield Live. For Chris, I'm Trey. 990 AM WGSO. Good night, NOLA. We'll see you tomorrow.
This is Michael Savage. Join me in the Savage Nation weeknights 9 p.m. to midnight right here on 990 AM WGSO in New Orleans. Give me 15 minutes and I'll give you the real America. Savage.